Hello, Earthlings. Hello. I'm a little late. I apologize about that. The reason was because I went for some dinner. I was literally about to boot up the stream, and then my mum was like, "Oh, it's time to go consume some shit." Anyway, how are you guys doing today? My day's been pretty swagger. I today I went and sorted some bank stuff out. I didn't do what I was meant to do, which was that I was gonna set up a business account with my bank, so I can start actually, getting the money from my YouTube channel out into another bank account. But I forgot to do that today because I had to sort out some PIN number stuff because I'm an idiot. And I also handed in a jacket to a clothing altering store, and I am gonna get some patches sewn on, so that'll hopefully be done by next week. And tomorrow I'm at work, and then I'm going out with a girl, so that's gonna be cool. But yeah, how are we all doing today? Let me get the chat open. It's been a while since I streamed. I'm kind of out of this. It's been so like long since I streamed. I forgot how to stream. I forgot. So no, I literally received your like Snapchat message. Like just as I was about to start streaming, I was like, shit, yeah, they got me. Hello Crimson Knight. Hello Dumpkey. Hello Canadian. Hello Stunner. I've also been watching shit tons of movies recently. I watched Blade Runner 2049, and I really enjoyed that film. Anyway, let's so first off, let's discuss my video. How did you guys like it? I hope you guys enjoyed my new video. I put a lot of effort into that video. I hope hold on. I started writing it in 2019, but never really finished it because I didn't do enough research at the time, and I kind of shelved it because I wanted to focus on the Enclave more at the time. And then when the Brotherhood of Steel series came around, that was like, alright, that's when I'm going to come back to this, and the Liberty Prime video I did as well. It's like I've had all these ideas shelved for absolutely years. Hello, Matt, your average trooper. Nice to see you. Blade Runner, yeah, I love Blade Runner. I haven't seen the original yet, but I think I might be able to get it on my dad's Fire Stick, so I'm gonna give it a watch soon. But yeah, let me just go to what is it? No, it's not this one. It's this one. There we go. We got this one open. Alright, so here's my new video. We gotta, like, yeah, I am shamelessly liking my own videos. I need a little ego boost, okay? This one actually kind of blew up, like, compared to my other videos. This one got a lot more views than the Liberty Prime one, and I'm really, really happy about that. I was really kind of saddened by the lack of attention the Liberty Prime video got, because I put a lot of effort into the animation and the work there. But to see this one receive a little bit more praise than that was really, really nice, and I'm thankful for that, guys. So thank you for sharing it around, thank you for liking and watching. And yeah, so today we're going to go through that. Sit back, relax, and I'll kind of take it apart piece by piece, and I'll read the chat as we go along. I've been so busy, I need to catch up on your videos. Hey, it's all good, man. Honestly, right now I'm working on the next video, which is on the Great Khans, and that is going really slowly. It's got a lot more animation than like probably any of my videos beforehand, and I've really got to fucking sort it. Yeah, Crimson Knight, you're right. My videos do tend to like have a slow burn to them, so they'll start off pretty small, but they'll gradually gain over time. Either way, cue the intro. Wait, can you guys hear that alright? Let me do a sound check. It might be a bit on the actually, no, it'll be perfect. Hold on. Alright. And now, we get to our final chapter of my Brotherhood of Steel series. I actually got really lazy, and reused that sticker from a previous video. I couldn't be bothered to recreate it because I accidentally deleted the template. And another fun fact about the next video, this scene in particular is going to be animated, and I'm probably going to use that for future videos. What a series it has been. From the entire history of the faction, to divisions and wars. I hope the information I've provided you fills you Wastelanders out there watching this with knowledge. Honestly, I think my favorite entry into the series was either the second one I did. You see, I've really enjoyed making this series a lot more than I did on the Enclave. And I think, honestly, my favorite of the videos I've made on the Brotherhood of Steel, either Elijah's one or the War of the Brotherhood of Steel one. I like both of those ones because I feel like I did some really cool shit in the War of the Brotherhood of Steel video. But that's not to say I didn't also enjoy making the Outcast video and the Liberty Prime video, because both of those were really, really cool to make. I think the Liberty Prime one, I really enjoyed experimenting with the animation side of things. Animation is always something I wanted to do on this channel. And it's obviously having a passion for 2D art and having a passion for animation kind of goes hand in hand when you're a YouTube content creator. And to be able to execute that in that video was really awesome. And a lot of people seem to like the artwork I make, so. Today's holotape covers something a bit more personal within the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. The same chapter that got their power armor clad butts handed to them by the NCR during the Battle of Helios 1. A particular focus will be held upon the former elder of the chapter. I like a lot of my camera work. I think I got a lot of really good tips from Mantis a while back about how to properly angle my camera, and also the speeding, like the speed of it, and like, you know, all that shit. Yeah, Mantis was a really big help on that because he gave me a lot of helpful tips. So if you think my videos look good in a camera sense of things, TKS Mantis is to thank for that. As well as a member of the mysterious Circle of Steel and an undercover scout traveling through the Mojave. This is the tale of a carnage-ridden journey involving 3 people. This is the story of Elder Elijah, Christine's mission, and Veronica's despair. So, with the intro scene, which is something I'm really proud of, I found working on, like, because I'm not really used to drawing faces. I'm more like, you know, the guy who draws armor and like power armor and stuff. So drawing people like Elijah and Veronica, and even Christine to an extent, even though she was kind of shrouded in the cloud, so it made it easier to draw. I found quite difficult to start off with because I'm not used to drawing people. Um, but I think honestly I did a decent job at portraying Elijah here. Like this is quite accurate off my reference. I didn't want to make him look like his in-game counterpart. I wanted him to. I wanted him to look like the concept art or like the hologram you see when you're at the fountain when you first enter the Sierra Madre. That's the kind of reference I was going for because I felt like it was a lot more fitting for the character compared to his in-game model. Obviously the only difference is between his in-game model and the concept art is really the hair. That's the only difference. Um, but yeah, I found working on this quite difficult because I'm not good with faces and people. And then the color scheme was another thing I wanted to get right because I wanted Elijah to be a hologram in this. At first, I wanted to have it change from Elijah normally into a hologram, but then I thought it'd probably just look better if it was quick and snappy and if it was just a hologram. And it would fit more with the theming of Dead Money and the theming of the video as well. So I thought, you know, and it's a nice contrast as well, the blue to the red. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just keep the hologram. Veronica, I'm not. See, Veronica, I'm pleased with, but I'm not at the same time. It's like, I don't know, there's something a bit off with the drawing. I don't think it looks very faithful to Veronica, but then it passes as like a woman in a robe, which is pretty much what Veronica is. I feel like I could have put a bit more work into maybe making the skin tones and just adding a bit more detail to the face. It looks kind of plain, and I could have done a better job at working on that. Now that scene is something I loved making. I was like, I wanted the thumbnail and the intro to be like heavily influenced by like Star Wars posters and like old Western posters and shit. And I wanted to have a shot of Christine walking through the cloud, like with a sniper rifle on her back and shit. And I was like, man, that's gonna be fucking awesome. And for this one, it was a bit difficult because, like Elijah, obviously Elijah has his hologram color palette. This was like I wanted it to be shrouded in the cloud residue, so I had to work with reds and oranges and all that jazz. Oh, the hologram, that's something I'm super proud of right there. The hologram drawing was something that I absolutely love. I love the designs of the Sierra Madre armor. It's very retro sci-fi to me. And yeah, it's just I loved making those hologram drawings. It was super simple to do as well, because I just drew one and then duplicated it, which sounds super lazy, but it's tactical. It works because like I didn't want to make each one look different from one another. I wanted them to look like uniform, you know. So that worked quite well, and this wasn't actually the first concept I came up with for this scene. Originally, I was going to have it to cut away from the blue one straight to the blue, yellow, red one, just like it is in the thumbnail. I'll show you that in a second. Yeah, as you can see here, on the right side of the screen, there's one yellow hologram there. The red one hasn't quite came into frame yet, but it just snapped to that, and I was like, fuck it. I want to try and test my editing strengths, and I'm going to change the hue of the hologram lineup that I've got here to a red, and then have it like flash, so it's like, you know, you're in danger, you've been spotted, much like it is in the game. And I actually reused that T-51 power armor drawing. That's actually it's probably why it looks a bit rough, to be fair. The T-51 drawing was something I did for the War of the Brotherhood of Steel video, which I then just downsized drastically and drew over in pixels to make the kind of 8-bit theme I was going for in that video. I hate Dead Money and love it because of the roar at the end, but it's hard. For me, it's like, I get that Dead Money is like one of the really hard DLCs, but at the same time, the story and the environment is so fucking interesting to me. The hologram drawing really hit it. Looks incredible. If you have Discord, make it a sticker. I will actually do that. Yeah, I do have a Discord. I'm trying to make it more like kind of friend oriented though. I'm not sure if I really want it to be like a public thing. I kind of just want it for mates, but we'll see. But yeah, I probably would make it a sticker. I've got a couple stickers in my Discord. I think the hard part of Dead Money works for its history. Yeah, kinda. Wanderer X the Ranger. See, that wouldn't make sense because those two aren't together. What would make sense is the Corporal and the Wanderer, because they did have an intimate relationship. And when she died, that fucking broke him. And that's why he's like the way he is in my story. And that'll have a lot to tie in with future events. I'm currently working on concepting and storyboards for a short animation which is going to involve the Wanderer almost 14 years after the events of Wanderer: A Fallout Story. And I'm contemplating on whether I want to start work on it after I finish The Legend of the Mantis King or after the story of the Ranger. I agree with that. Little is known about. I really agree with what Sterno's saying there. It's the worst DLC when you play it the first time around, but like every time you play it, it just gets better and better. And like the more you learn to appreciate it, and the more you learn how it works, it's really it's good. But Elijah's early life as a young man. One can presume he was raised alongside most original Brotherhood of Steel members in Lost Hills, where as an initiate he trained to be a scribe. This is the first illogical and miraculous part of Elijah's long tale, as the Brotherhood of Steel only ever promoted paladins to Elder, a rank obtainable only to knights. Throughout his early life, Elijah displayed such a genius and knowledge that he outshone his fellow scribes. Oh, what the geck? Oh, good luck with that. It's very tricky. I'll commend you if you manage to do it, but it'll look awesome, but at the same time, Jesus fuck. Honestly, as somebody who's worked with game engines in the past, and as somebody who wants to go into like the games industry and studies that at university and did at college as well, figuring out how the geck works and figuring out how like the fucking creation engine in Gamebryo works is like, it's fucking alien. I've worked with UE4 and I've worked with Unity as well, and they're both super simple and easy to use. I think that's probably why we use them compared to Gamebryo from what I've seen. Rumour has it, Elijah could simply look at a piece of technology, such as a Pip-Boy or terminal, and understand its inner workings within a matter of seconds. He truly was the brightest spark among the Brotherhood's scribes, with a genius that would score him greatly in the future. Elijah's beliefs were something the Brotherhood disapproved of. Instead of preservation and safeguarding, Elijah wanted to expand on old world technology, build bigger and better and stronger, as well as a splash of unethicality. This attitude towards the technology of the Brotherhood of Steel saw countless debates and disagreements among his peers, especially fellow Do you guys feel like Elijah is the Patrick Bateman of Fallout? Genuine question. Elders when he was bestowed the rank. Elijah was so passionate about his beliefs to develop new and questionable weapons that the Brotherhood of Steel's elders grew tired of him and sent him with a new chapter to the Mojave Wasteland. In search of technology the Brotherhood could research, retake, and preserve. One can only imagine the look on a knight's face as they were. This is a pretty simple animation here. It didn't really involve too much. It's literally just a close-up of an old piece of art I did for the Outcast video. Which I really enjoyed working on as well. There wasn't as much animation in that one, but I genuinely, as much slack as I give Fallout 3 at times, it definitely has some really nice lore to it. I really can appreciate Fallout 3, and I appreciate the lore behind it as well. Now, I do understand why some people might have an issue with it, or maybe don't like it as much as New Vegas, but you've really got to appreciate what Bethesda did with Fallout 3. And making lore videos on like Liberty Prime and the Brotherhood of Steel and the Outcast as well really made me appreciate Fallout 3 a lot more than I did, say, a year or two ago. Were dispatched on a pilgrimage with their fellow chapter under the command of Elijah, someone whose views were deemed heresy by many Brotherhood conservatives. Despite many of the members' disapproval of Elijah and his leadership and beliefs, they believed in their mission, to investigate the Hoover Dam and make it fully operational and defend the location whatever the cost. To the disappointment of the entire Brotherhood of Steel, the Lex Luthor of the BOS. Might be a bit of a reach, but he's surrounded by those who can't understand. Maybe. I mean, I don't know much about Lex Luthor. Honestly, with Elijah, from what um I've studied of Elijah to make this video, he's fucking wacky. He's genuinely fucking insane. But like he, at the end of the day, only really wants the best for. He wants the best for Veronica, and he wants the best for himself, and he wants to kind of shape the world in his own image. Kind of similar to some other characters in Fallout that maybe want to dominate the wasteland. Like for example, I'll use the Unity. The Unity and the Master wanted to like convert the entire wasteland into super mutants, obviously dooming the entire human race because, you know, they couldn't reproduce, and dooming the mutant race as well. I'd say Elijah was kind of like that, except he wanted to have a dictatorship where he ruled from the Sierra Madre, used bomb collars, the cloud, the holograms as like his defense, and basically made like an authoritarian regime where he was at the head. And there's nothing really after him, which kind of it almost aligns with Caesar in a way, because, you know, the whole plot line with the Legion, how Caesar's got a brain tumor and he's dying, and there's nobody that's really going to step up and lead the Legion like he did, because Linnaeus is just a brute and nothing more. He's not like a cold and calculated leader. Maybe Wolpes will have a good go at it, but like at the end of the day, you know, when Caesar dies, that's it. The Legion's probably going to fall into disarray. And I feel like if Elijah got his way, it'd be the exact same, unless the Courier chose to help him, of course. The New California Republic had already claimed the dam as their turf, meaning Elijah's mission was over, considering the NCR and Brotherhood of Steel aren't exactly best buds. Yeah, it's like, I guess, adding on to that Crimson Knight, to kind of sum it up with Elijah, it's like, he did kind of want the best for everybody, and he wanted to restore, like, an order and a society and a way of life. But he wanted to do it in a very forceful and in a very, like, authoritative way. And in a way that he wouldn't see no as an answer, if you know what I mean. Hello, Commander Drake. Nice to see you. Instead, Elijah turned his focus to Helios 1. That's kind of like why I find Elijah so fascinating as a character. I find his motives very intriguing. And I find his story even more so. And the characters that surround him as well. I've got to say, after writing and making this video, Christine is probably my favorite Fallout character of all time, and completely ignored the dangerous expansion of the Van Graff family. Throughout his time as Elder, up to the Battle of Helios 1, Elijah displayed his true visage to the Brotherhood of Steel members under his command, a non-caring control. I thought the fate they read here was, it was both a subtle hint as to what later comes in Dead Money, but it was also quite it was symbolic. I changed the hue to red in this scene to kind of symbolize Elijah's state of mind, the way that the brother had probably viewed him, and obviously his future at the Sierra Madre. I thought, you know, I'm 14 and this is deep. This is why I changed it to red. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk. Freak who saw his soldiers and scribes as nothing more than yeah, I agree, Trooper. Disposable equipment to get the job done. Elijah also adopted a bizarre way of communication with his chapter, refusing to communicate in person and instead via an array of terminals and intercoms. This is a really interesting fact, because it kind of paints Elijah as a bit of an introvert. On top of that, kind of explains that, you know, he's not just using the holograms and the speakers and the radios and stuff that he uses to communicate with you in Dead Money as a way to protect himself from you trying to kill him. It's more like, it's a personal preference to the way he likes to communicate, and it's probably because he has a bit of an introverted nature about him. With only one person. Again, like, it's literally, this character is so fucking fascinating. I can't begin to explain just how much Elijah fascinates me. Having a direct communication and connection with him. Her name was Veronica, and she was Elijah's pupil. Veronica had grown up in Lost Hills. Her father was a paladin, and her mother was a scribe, who both died during the same battle between the NCR and Brotherhood, leaving Veronica without parents as a young child. This is where Elijah stepped in, taking a parental role and having a passion for educating Veronica, leading to Veronica looking up to Elijah as her old man. Elijah's teachings bestowed some of his qualities within her, such as his knowledge. Honestly, I haven't looked too much into Sinclair's motives for building the Sierra Madre, but I do know, the little I do know about the Sierra Madre, and Sinclair's motives, to kind of sum it up from what little deep diving I've done into the Sierra Madre, despite saying Dead Money is my favorite DLC, is that Sinclair basically made the vault of the Sierra Madre as a trap for Dean Domino, because I think he knew Dean Domino was trying to leech off him to get the Sierra Madre, or to get Vera. I think he was cheating on... Vera was cheating on Sinclair with Dean Domino, and the vault was Frederick's way of getting back at him, or at least, you know, checkmating him because he was trying to steal his wealth. I don't know, if I'm wrong here, call me out in chat, but I don't know, I don't think that's... It's a bit different from Elijah's perspective, because I don't think... I think Sinclair was... Because he built the Sierra Madre to protect Vera as well. That's why the hologram exists in Vera's room. Frederick was very eccentric in the way that he was looking after Vera, and he fucking hated Dean Domino. But with Elijah, it's like the only person he cares about is Veronica, but at the same time, his own motives... Like, he won't let that get in the way of his own motives. I feel like Frederick's motives were kind of intertwined, you know? Fallout is a game where attention to detail and some actual perception of what's around you is key. I'd agree with that. I think a lot of Fallout's world building is in its audio logs, its notes, its stories, its characters. And yeah, you're very right in saying that, but they can't rely on it too much, and Fallout 76 is proof of that. Knowledge and genius, as well as his way of questioning the Brotherhood's dogmatic beliefs. During her time in Lost Hills, she fell in love with another woman, which was frowned upon by a lot of other members due to their incestuous beliefs of keeping the bloodlines pure and within the Brotherhood of Steel. With Veronica dating another woman, this meant there was no way... Oh, yeah, that's the pretty as a picture. I actually quote that all the time. Pretty as a picture holotape, that's actually cut short because of a bug in the game. Yeah, Dean Domino was like blackmailing her because he wanted the wealth of Sinclair or something. That makes sense. Alright, that was the detail I was missing. Thank you, Crimson Knight. For the pair to have children unless other men were involved. Frederick 5 Nights at the Sierra Madres. If I ever do like a Let's Play series, God forbid I fall that far, I'm naming my playthrough of Dead Money 5 Nights at Frederick Sinclair's or something. Or 5 Nights at the Sierra Madre. Elijah was one of these people who frowned upon their relationship. Using his power and influence within the Brotherhood of Steel, he caused the pair to break up, instilling the belief in Veronica that her partner had left the Brotherhood of Steel altogether. This storyline really irks me. I absolutely love this bit. So, I'll let it play out. A lie that Veronica would never discover the truth about. Little did she know, her lover was assigned a role within the Circle of Steel, but despite being a part of the Brotherhood still, the pair would never see each other again. That bit really, really hurts me on a personal level. And it kind of proves to me, you know, he may seem like he cares about Veronica, but Jesus Christ, like, his own motivations will not stand in the way of the people, will stand in the way of the people he loves, you know? Because that was really fucked up. That genuinely, like, when I first read that, when I first found out about that, genuinely hurt me. And honestly, I think Elijah's motives for that were so that Veronica could obviously join him in going to the Mojave, and so that she would be able to continue her legacy and his legacy through a child of some sort, if his plans were, you know, actually to be able to come to fruition. Unfortunately for Elijah, however, this decision would put him... I was pretty proud of this shot, but at the same time, it's like so simple to make. I basically spawned an Elijah NPC doppelganger in the watchtower of Little Yangtze, and then used Christine's sniper rifle that you can find in the building across to aim at him. That was like it. Himself in the crosshairs of Veronica's ex-girlfriend in the future. Veronica would join Elijah in going to the Mojave, becoming one of Elijah's most prized assets and being sent on various missions by him. This was the result of Elijah's power-mad manipulation once again, managing to coerce the elders into giving him permission to bring her along at his request. Veronica's views on Elijah would begin to slip as they approached Helios 1, noticing his character flaws, the manipulative and power-hungry attitude. And this is why I like Veronica so much as well. Like, she noticed all of the bad stuff about Elijah. She knew he was like a fucking nutcase, but like she still looked up to him. And I feel like that's a really powerful message about family and like father figures and like figures like that in your life. You know, not everybody is perfect. Not everybody is going to do everything right. Some people, like Elijah, might be total fucking nutcases, but at the end of the day, some people are still gonna love them because they look up to them as family, you know? His treatment of his soldiers. She slowly noticed him slip into obscurity as he waged war on the NCR for 2 full years, resulting in the Battle of Helios 1. The NCR, initiating Operation Sunburst, ruthlessly hurled their number. I used the camera shot from Fallout: The Frontier here, which is probably a bit of a questionable choice to many people who like watch my channel. If you know my opinion on Fallout: The Frontier, you know, I'm never going to play it. I just found this footage on YouTube, and just kind of snuck it into the video for a short amount of time. And don't worry, if you're wondering if that's transformative, it is. Because it's got my own voice over it. And it's literally just a cutscene in the game. But yeah, StuDog was like, oh yeah, for the Battle of Helios 1, you should like totally use some footage from the Frontier, because I think they did the Battle of Helios 1 pretty damn fucking cool in the Frontier. I was like, alright, well, I'll give it a look. And I ended up really liking this camera shot here of the soldier there, with his back turned, as all the flames and the dead people are like surrounding him, you know? Artillery, and everything they had at the Brotherhood of Steel as they tried to defend Helios 1. He really did choose the path of by any means, which she was breaking down over. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's another reason I like Elijah. Like, he has people he cares about, but then he's not afraid to put his own goals in front of them. In the end, the Brotherhood of Steel were unsuccessful, amassing a critical number of casualties and falling back. Helios 1 was lost. The NCR moved to take control of the site, while what remained of the Mojave Brotherhood of Steel fell back to the Hidden Valley bunker. I feel like I've just picked up on an error in my video, and that is in the audio balancing. The music in this segment seems far louder than it is in previous segments, so I apologize about that if that's like, if it throws you off a little. It's nothing too big, but it's noticeable. Bungas, under the command of a new elder, Nolan McNamara, as Elijah had disappeared, fleeing before the battle even began. Throughout his leadership, he sent paladins on strategically questionable missions to retrieve technology he thought— I really like this camera shot. I took this for the Outcast video. I basically spawned a shit ton of fiends using TTW at Fort Independence, slash disabled all of the outcasts and spawned a shit ton of Brotherhood of Steel soldiers and stuff, and gave them like various pieces of equipment and armor and stuff, and had them fight. And it ended up really like being one of the best camera shots I've ever like taken. And I reuse a lot of my camera shots and stuff just to save some time and space in my videos, and this is one I'm really happy that I always reuse because I love this camera shot. It would sway the tides of the war, as it was as clear as Agua Pura that the Brotherhood of Steel were on the losing side of the conflict. How did I pause them in motion? So there is a there's a command you can use, which is if you go into the console commands, so press whichever key it is to open the console box in Fallout 3 or New Vegas, you then use your mouse to left click on the NPC you want to freeze, and then type into the dialog box TAI, and then enter, and that'll freeze them in place. And then if you want to also have it so they won't like attack you or something, you can do TCAI, which disables combat AI. Which means that even hostile enemies will not attack you. And if you select that one NPC, that means that only those rules will apply to them, and the rest of everything will be normal. But that's how I took that camera shot. I did TAI and TCAI on pretty much— actually, I don't think I did TCAI, because that means they wouldn't be pointing their guns at me. I think I let them shoot at me for a bit, and then I just kind of, then I did TAI on them. But yeah, that's how I achieved this camera shot. Elijah stubbornly placed his bets on time to get the Archimedes 2 laser operational, but unfortunately for him, Matt, I've got a question. Are you wanting to get into Fallout YouTube and stuff? Because I'd be more than happy to give any tips I can to help you. Like, I'm very small, obviously. I've only got like 2K, but like I feel like, you know, we learn off each other. Like, I learned most of my tips off TKS Mantis, and I got a lot of inspiration from Synonymous as well, who I've actually worked with in the past. So I'm more than willing to give anybody any tips that I've learned from people in the community. That time was up. Elijah's stubborn and psychotic nature was the reason so many Brotherhood of Steel soldiers fell during that battle, and without even a shred of guilt, he walked the sands of the Mojave. Elijah may have left the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel to die, but he still believed size matters not. Believed in his quest to find new technologies and return to save the Brotherhood of Steel from certain doom at the hands of the NCR. With Elijah's insatiable hunger for unethical weapons and technology, I feel like I used this camera shot a bit too much. But then again, it gets the message across quite nicely. You know, with Helios 1 in the background there and Elijah kind of staring off into the distance, I think it has quite good visual impact, which is why I used it so much. To win against the NCR, he began his journey across the wasteland, traveling to various places of notoriety and interest in the Mojave, notable of which was the Divide. Even more notable. Boom. I was really happy with that. It was such a simple transition that I was like, oh, this is so hype. I took screenshots. Basically, I booted up Old World Blues on New Vegas, and I took a screenshot of some of the slides, and then I used the overlay that I made for Wanderer of Fallout Story, and basically slapped it over with like a kind of a dusty orange / yellow effect, and then turn the opacity down, and then boom. Elijah stumbled across the Big Mountain facility, which was Elijah's gold mine. His wishes to find technology with the means to save the Brotherhood had come true. Tobuscus worthy transition. Thank you, Isaac. It's lovely to see you. I still haven't got my email about the flight, you know, with Halo Infinite. I'm really pissed off because I thought I was going to be in the flight for the co-op thing, but I haven't got my email. All he had to do was enter the big empty. You know, that sound effect was super hard to find, Crimson Knight. Like, I had to scour like almost hours of YouTube content just to find that one sound effect. It was painful. Now I've got it on my hard drive, thankfully. The coalition of brains in jars, otherwise known as the Doctors of Big Mountain. That wasn't quite like a professional like wording, and I think what I was going for there was I wanted to insult Big Empty, because I think while they are eggheads, they're fucking idiots. But on top of that, I also wanted to go for a bit more casual approach with my character, you know? The Wanderer isn't like the most like posh twat or like, you know, he doesn't use the correct terminologies and stuff. He's literally just a wastelander with a holotape and a camera. Like, that's all he does in his videos, so. Captured Elijah, but he was able to escape swiftly, much to the surprise of the Doctors. And I also, each of my, I feel like I want to explain this now so that people understand why I make my videos and like why they are formatted in this the way they are. The character that is the Wanderer made these holotapes and was inspired to share these holotapes after the Ranger and him embarked on his journey across the wasteland. He wanted to share his knowledge about the Enclave, he wanted to share his own story, but he did not share his own story until like 2284, 2285. That's when he made Wanderer of Fallout Story, like the holotape. But he made the Enclave series far before that. He documented all of his findings on the Enclave while he was traveling with the Ranger in the 70s. And then he made the Brotherhood of Steel series after he meets a fan favorite character that does not appear in any of the games. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And that person gives him all the information. However, he got his information on Elijah through his travels with the Courier. He traveled with the Courier before Hoover Dam, and that's how he got his information on Elijah. He left, he didn't serve in Hoover Dam because, like, he was still paranoid about the NCR arresting him because he was an ex-Enclave soldier. So he did not get involved in Hoover Dam, but he did travel with the Courier for a while. This escape left Elijah a giddy child in a sandbox full of dangerous technology. All he had to do was explore the great expanses of Big Mountain's wondrous terrain to find what he was looking for. While exploring this grand treasure trove, Elijah discovered another traveler in the area, a courier named Ulysses, a character integral to the backstory of another courier I traveled with many moons ago. Hey, there you go. Hey, thanks, Matt. I really appreciate that. You know, I've had a lot of people recently say that I'm like the most underrated Fallout channel they've ever met or like ever seen, and that my content is fucking stellar and stuff, and that really like fucking warms my heart, because I've been making content for about 5 years now, and I think I'm at my peak right now where I'm making the best content I've ever made, and I have a really a decently well thought out story. Like, Wanderer of Fallout story was a bit ridiculous in areas, yes, I'll admit. And there are a couple of retcons I'm gonna make here and there. But I'm genuinely proud of the characters I've made. And I can't wait to share with you all these other cool ideas. Like, obviously I've got the Legend of the Mantis King coming out, and then I want to do one on the Ranger as well. Then after that, or like in between those, I want to make a story called Project Bobby, which is a short animated story, which is the Wanderer is the main character in that story. And then after that, I want to work on Fallout 2284. Fallout 2284 is something I'm probably going to do an in-depth video on when I announce it, which is going to be after I've finished The Legend of the Mantis King. No, after I finish Project Bobby. At the end of Project Bobby, there will be a teaser for Fallout 2284. And Fallout 2284 is the story I've been writing for almost a year now. And it continues the Wanderer's story, but also introduces 2 new characters which I've wrote from scratch, which are heavily, heavily tied to some of the crime families, factions, and vaults in Fallout New Vegas. And I am super fucking happy with the way I've written these 2 characters. And they're going to assist the Wanderer in a very passionate mission of his. And they're going to get souped up in a big ass fucking war, and it's gonna be cool. Ulysses acted as a. It's really sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing you improve even further. You'll eventually gain the traction as you being a large YouTuber in the next few years. I fucking hope so. Thing is, with YouTube, you've got to kind of be on the ball. You've got to be. Yeah, they're not gonna be major retcons, Matt. They're just gonna be little ones here and there. But yeah, YouTube's one of those things you've got to be kind of semi-regular with, and I think that's going to be something very, very difficult to do, especially in the next 2 to 3 years. I've just finished my first year of university out of a 3-year course. I'm actually moving on campus in September, which I'm super excited about because that's super close to this girl I'm talking to, and I'm hoping it's going very well right now. And oh, shit. And I'm moving in with my friends, and it's gonna be a fucking blast. And me and my buddies are like gonna be around my place, and I'm gonna hook up my Xbox. I'm gonna play fucking Halo co-op and drink some beers and listen to Iron Maiden. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And I can't wait to move out. But then that means my internet will be shit, so no streams, and video progress will probably be even slower than it is right now because of all the uni work that I'm gonna be doing. So sadly, I don't think it'll happen soon. But as long as I keep working on stuff I'm actually passionate about, I think I'll get there hopefully someday. I just hope, like, you know, people stick around for my fan story and stuff, because I'd say the things I'm most passionate about on this channel are my lore videos and my fan story. They're the 2 things that matter to me most. Obviously, I like making the odd Star Wars one when I'm in the mood, especially when it's about KOTOR. I'm yet to finish my 3-part video series on the Sith Triumvirate from KOTOR 2. I don't know when I'll get around to that. And I also want to dip into Halo. I've got this massive script written. It's fully finished on Master Chief, like his entire fucking his entire story. But I'm thinking I want to split it into 3 parts, into 3 episodes. And that's something I really want to do. But yeah, I just hope people stick around for my fan story, because I'm really passionate about it, and I've written it really carefully as to not piss on the games, as to not piss on the lore. As somebody who really enjoys Fallout lore, I've not written a single retcon, and I genuinely cannot put into words how passionate I am about these characters and about this story. And there's so much stuff that both classic fans and new fans will love about my story that I'm writing and about my animated series. And I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a long time till I get Fallout 2284 up and running, and I am currently writing the sequel to that, which is going to be the end of it's going to be the end of the Wanderer's story, the season 2 to Fallout 2284. Does that mean he dies? Does that mean, you know, he just kind of goes and be's an old man even though he's like fucking 40? Who knows? But yeah, like I've got some really really cool ideas, and I hope you stick around for them. Master Chief is based. Indeed. I didn't like how they did him in the Halo TV show, but I love Master Chief. Definitely one of my favorite video game characters of all time. I think, yeah, I might split it into three parts. I would like to do a story on John 117 from his inception as a Spartan all the way to maybe the fall of Reach, and then I'll do another section talking about the Battle of Reach all the way to the end of Halo 3, and then the final video will be between Halo 4 and Halo Infinite. I'd love to do that. The Wanderer retires and becomes, he starts an NFT factory in the wasteland, and like he starts up you know the virus that's in Hidden Valley. The Wanderer was responsible for that. It's an NFT virus. I'm currently siphoning their data and selling it to the Enclave. Wanderer, are you maidenless? It's nice to see you, Silent One. Currently, no. Yeah, Halo TV show was not it. I'll give it props here and there. I liked the way they did the Spartans, or at least some of them, bar John. Vanek was probably one of my favorite characters out of the show. I loved the designs of the Marines, the Elites, the Grunts. The art style of the show was really impressive. Though the UNSC stuff looked a bit too generic sci-fi, I wish they kind of went for a bit more 1980s, 1990s aliens or Starship Troopers kind of vibe with the technology, because that's what the original game was going for. And I really fucking love that art style. But yeah. I told everyone that the Halo TV show was going to be shit. I had a good feeling for a long time. The sex every 2 episodes was shit. Dude, it sounds bad to say, Master Chief lost his virginity before I did. Damn. Catalyst to Elijah, telling him the legend of a place named the Sierra Madre. Another fantastic transition from yours truly, the boy. Sierra Madre is nothing more than a place for travelers to die. Basically, the way I made that was, I just had obviously I had the fade to red, and then I had it fade out into the different scene, and I had an overlay of the cloud stickers that I was using in the intro sequence to kind of do that, and I added the wind effects as well. A tomb for wanderers and treasure hunt. Dude, Silent One, ever since you first said goated in the source, I have not stopped saying it. You're having an effect on my life, dude. I don't know how for the Fallout TV show, but it can be anything. I'm not hopeful, but at the same time, it's like, fuck it. Like, if it's another Halo TV show, I'll live. Hunters seeking more than their wasteland life at a heavy cost, filled with the stench of the dead and even undead. With ghosts. There they are, my favorite creatures in Fallout, the ghost people. Probably one of the one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on this channel was easily the ghost people video I made in 2020. Like, that was my first dive into Fallout Spookies, which is like an annual series I do for Halloween. Synonymous actually helped me on the last episode, which was fucking insane, because that guy has like so many subs. He's a lovely guy. I haven't spoke to him in a few months. I do miss speaking to him. I haven't spoke to him since I got rid of my Twitter. But I sent him an email recently. I haven't got a reply, I don't think, but I don't check my emails often. But dude, that guy's awesome. Lots of love to Synonymous. If you're not already subscribed to Synonymous, get yourself over to his channel and go subscribe. And go watch our video as well. Our video is really fucking cool. It's on Vault 22. But the Ghost People's what started that series and what started it all. And I absolutely love my writing in that video. Stu Dog helped me with the visuals. And I love the Ghost People because they have such a sad yet creepy backstory, and it's really awesome. People roaming the grounds. Elijah crimson fog with an clouding the city of gold, and plenty of highly advanced old world technology, as well as the treasure of your dreams. Technology. Elijah had his interest piqued. He would soon begin preparing. I agree with that, Crimson Knight. Like, they have such a... Their backstory is what makes them scary to me, but in gameplay, they are terrifying. I remember once I was streaming on Twitch, and I was playing through Dead Money, like, 2020-ish. It was just after I met, like, Sterno and the boys. And, like, I remember I just activated the Gala event, or the Gala event, I can't remember how to say it. And I walked down the stairs where there's that big, like, kind of swirl of cloud that's just blocking your vision. And a ghost person with a bear trap fist fucking lunged out at me, and I screamed like a bitch. And it was so funny. For his pilgrimage to the Sierra Madre, this city of the dead, and parted ways with Ulysses. To prepare for what was to come, Elijah, while dealing with the side effects of Mentats abuse, traversed the Big Empty to a location named Little Yangtze, a Chinese prisoner of war camp set up before the war so that Big Mountain scientists could experiment on the prisoners. Yeah, I remember that, man. Like, dude, when I first saw the ghost people, I think it was in the trailer, I was like, holy shit, that's terrifying. Because I started playing and I got really invested in New Vegas when I was like 14. But I started playing Fallout when I was 12. Or 11, actually. I might have been 11. Was I 11? No. No, I was 12. It was Christmas 2015, so I was 12. And I got Fallout 4 for Christmas. Elijah went here to toy with the inmates on their bomb collars, to manipulate and control the frequency. During this process, he also discovered a faint and bizarre radio signal, which he multitasked and fine-tuned. This is another thing I did really cool in this video that I'm gonna kind of explain. So, I found a recording on YouTube of Vera's message out to the wasteland about the Sierra Madre, and then basically I had my character look at a ham radio in the same room that Elijah kind of chopped up those guys and toyed with the bomb collars and stuff. And I basically had it so it was active while Vera was talking. I thought it was pretty cool.
Has your life taken a turn? Do troubles beset you? Has fortune left you behind?
Is it just me, or does like Vera's voice sound super condescending in this like audio, and just make you want to fucking punch her in the throat?
If so, the Sierra Madre Casino, in all its glory, is inviting you to begin
Crimson Knight. That made me laugh, man.
Again. Come to a place where wealth, excitement, and intrigue await around every corner. Stroll along the winding streets of our beautiful resort. Make new friends, or rekindle old flames. Let your eyes...
Right. No, she's treading a thin line there, dude. Don't go back to the ex. And don't... Make sure you're not fucking anybody that the bro once had, because that's breaking the bro code. Life tips with Wanderer, everybody. Listen to him. Never get with your best mate's ex. Never get back with an ex. Top 2 tips, man. Get yourself like a goth GF.
Take in the luxurious expanse of the open desert under clear, starlit skies. Gaze straight on into the sun.
That's a good plan, Ma, actually. If you focus on the legs of a ghost person, you're either going to cripple one of their limbs so they can't, like, come after you or jump around, which is a smart idea, or you're going to blow their fucking leg off, which is going to kill them, so.
Set from our villa rooftops, countless diversions await. Gamble in our casino, take in the theater, or stay in one of our exclusive executive suites that will shelter you and cater to your every whim.
Oh, that's another thing I did in this section of the video. I found like a radio static sound and slapped it in the background.
So if life's worries have
tomboys or femboys, goth girls
weighed you down, if you need an escape from your troubles, or if you just need an opportunity to begin again, join us. the world behind at the Sierra Madre grand opening this October. We'll be waiting.
So originally I was gonna have the radio turn off, but then I thought, no, I think a cut to black is much more effective. This radio signal was none other than the Sierra Madre siren song, the voice of a long-dead Vera Keys calling out to those who may hear her call with the location of the Sierra Madre, a place to begin again. Despite this journey being long and perilous, Elijah was more than prepared to brave the waste to the casino to get his means of defeating the New California Republic and not saving the Brotherhood. As why would one want to save the people that misunderstood you and didn't agree with you when you could just make the entire Mojave your own? Despite Elijah raring to embark on this journey, it seemed his past actions were beginning to catch up to the crazy old man. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Elijah's mindset kind of changed while he was in Big Empty. I don't think he always had the plan to take over the world and shit using the Sierra Madre. I think when he met Ulysses, that's when he started to get disillusioned. I think originally he just wanted to kind of have the Brotherhood be this almighty power, but then he realized he could be the power, and that's kind of like how he became disillusioned with this whole Sierra Madre bullshit. As the glimmer of a sniper scope was seen in the distance. Nah, you got them the wrong way around. NCR's tomboys, Legion's fanboys. Strip anything including fucking. The sniper was none other than an operative sent from the Circle of Steel. Elijah, knowingly or not, had left a trail after he had deserted the Brotherhood at Helios 1. A trail of actions and crimes that all the Brotherhood had to do was follow, which they did without hesitation. Elijah, no matter his intentions, must be stopped. This is where the Brotherhood of Steel deployed Circle of Steel operative Christine Royce to hunt down and eliminate the rogue Elder. Christine, ironically, was Veronica's past lover before Elijah manipulated their separation unbeknownst to them both. Whether she knew it or not, the actions of history and pure fate had led to this very moment. Christine, using her eagle-eyed vision and brilliant mind, put the pieces together to chase Elijah down to Big Mountain, and she had him right in her sights. Right where she wanted him. Despite her best efforts and incredible journey to find him, Elijah caught her scent. Yeah, I feel like Enclave are ZZYZ bros. Like, they're all buff as fuck and they don't care about what anybody says. They just want to wipe out everybody. And the Brotherhood of Steel are soy boy nerds. They are Marvel fans. That's what they like, the MCU. They saw Captain America, they saw Iron Man and said, I want that. And he detonated the prisoner of war collars to fight off the wave of security robots heading both his and Christine's way, collected his belongings, and fled the scene. During this attack by Big Empty security, Christine found herself injured by the robots, where she was taken to the Y-17 medical facility. Enclave aren't goth girls. Trying to think of a goth girl faction. Probably the followers of the Apocalypse, because Julie Fargus. I actually got like a goth girl faction in Fallout 2284. Not even shitting you. Well, they're based off they're like a really twisted version of Freemasons, but they're remnants of the Unity. That's kind of how I could explain things. For processing. Christine had been defeated and taken for cruel experiments by the Big Empty medical staff. Her brain was damaged to a critical degree. She could no longer read or write. That's one thing I really like about Christine's story as well. She fucking got partially lobotomized and still like went after Elijah even though she was partially lobotomized. That's awesome. Christine's story never ceases to amaze me. And it could have been far worse if it were not thanks to Ulysses, who detonated most of the facility to save her. Christine's hunt for Elijah was further put to a halt as she recovered in a nearby cave under the protection of Ulysses. Eventually, after Christine had discovered and acquired a Mark I stealth suit, replacing her Brotherhood armor which still lies in Big Empty, she continued her hunt for the Rogue Elder. Little did she know, Big Mountain was only the beginning of the pain she was experiencing. Nothing could prepare her for what was waiting for her at the Sierra Madre. While Christine was out of action after the robot's attack, Elijah made several more camps across the Yeah, I wish, honestly, I wish, a part of me does, but part of me doesn't. I wish Christine and Veronica could meet. I really wish after Dead Money that they could meet. But at the same time, it's like, oh, that stings, you know? Because Christine and Veronica's love story is like genuinely one of the things in Fallout that like really fucks me up in real. Like, it's like not every story has a happy ending. Like I say at the end of this video, it's like, you know, damn. And thank you, Crimson Knight. Surface of the Big Empty. Before manipulating the old world tech in the area to mess with some of the Big Mountain staff, such as Dr. Aid's voice and using Dr. O's processors to control the network of trains in the area, sending one crashing into a tunnel, which was an entrance and exit to Big Mountain. Elijah's escape from Big Mountain was complete, Sierra Madre bound with a dangerous worldview of domination. While his original plan was to save the Brotherhood of Steel from certain doom at the hands of the NCR, plans change. He would utilize the Sierra Madre and her technology to take the Mojave and the Wasteland for himself, and nothing could get in his way. Silent One, I changed the terms of our deal. 5k, 5k. Okay, it's not 3k anymore, it's 5k. This girl is gonna hate me because, like, she really likes my hair. I have really long hair right now. If you guys have never seen my face, I look like, a lot of people say I'm like, if Kurt Cobain and Christian Bale had, like, a retarded child. That's what a lot of people say. But yeah, if I reach 5k by the end of the year, I'll shave my head and buy an Enclave helmet, just to stay true to the character. With the Sierra Madre in sight, Elijah used an abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker as an outpost while he went back and forth from the casino, studying its strange cloud and the surface level technology he could get his hands on before entering fully. It was here that he left a message for Veronica in the event he did not return from his escapade. So yeah, if you want me to keep my hair by the end of the year, do not subscribe until 2023. Thank you. It's into the Sierra Madre. A message which would presumably fall on deaf ears. I don't want to go bald. The time had come. Elijah stepped... But on the plus side, I will be donating my hair to charity. If that happens, I will donate my hair to charity. Past the gates of the Sierra Madre and was met with his crimson wonderland. To be fair, Stone, you're not wrong. I can't grow facial hair, but it just means I'm showing my fucking... my gorgeous, my roguish, my chiseled jawline, you know? I'm a weak and frail bitch. A treasure trove even greater than the one offered at Big Mountain. This was spectacular to him. Technology to save the wasteland. Technology to conquer it. Hologram soldiers with the potential to become one-man armies were a fascinating discovery. I love that drawing. That's probably one of the... It's very simple, but at the same time, it's like one of my favorite drawings I've ever done. I really, like... After drawing these holograms, I have a newfound love for the Sierra Madre armor. Like, it genuinely, like... It's so retro sci-fi, and I love that art style. Like, that's one of the many reasons I love Fallout, for the art style. I'm a big art nerd, I'm a big art guy, and oh, god damn. Like, that armor is just fucking sexy. You should not cut it at all till 2023. Well, you see, I haven't cut it in about... How long have I been growing my hair for now? I think last time I got it cut properly... Let me check my Instagram, like my private Instagram, because I have a photo of when I got it last cut. Like, I used to get it in a fringe, right? I think that was the back end of 2020. Yeah, so last time I had, like, reasonably short hair was September 2020. I got it cut just before my second year of college. And then I decided, I saw Captain America the Winter Soldier and was like, holy shit, dude, Bucky Barnes is hot as fuck with that hair. I want that hair. So I was like, screw it, man, I'm gonna grow it out. And then I got to, I think it was like January? No, yeah, it was January or like just December or January, just around like Christmas time. And I got it leveled out. And I've had it that length ever since, pretty much. It's like probably the bottom of my neck length. And I haven't cut it since. It's been growing ever since. But yeah, I think I suit long hair a lot better than I do short hair. But I will get a buzz cut if it means I'm donating my hair to charity, and if it means you know, I reach 5k. You guys better super chat me as well. 300 quid in super chat so I can buy a fucking Darth Revan lightsaber, please. Yeah, my hair's just about collarbone length now. I do want to get it cut soon. I want to get it cut back to just bottom of my neck length, so just like maybe an inch off or so. Lego Star Wars, 2 women kissing on for a second allowed by the live slug reaction, $19.99. What the fuck is this? What the fuck did my friend send me? Become Walter White. I love the Enclave because Chris Commies and also Augustus Autumn in America. Yeah, videos talking about Ulysses. I've never made a Ulysses video. I did plan on it a long time ago. I mentioned Ulysses in my first ever lore video that I made in 2019, but I haven't talked about him since. Keep it unless it's really long. See, I don't want to grow it out like death metal long. I'm just I'm comfortable with Kurt Cobain long, if you know what I mean. But if you want me to make a video on Ulysses, I'd be more than down for that. I think after I make after I've made the Legend of the Mantis King, I might even look into that. Though I was gonna move on to my NCR series, but I might put it down to a vote. Who knows? Who knows? For Elijah. But most fascinating of all was the vending machines dotted across the resort. These vending machines had the capability of turning the casino chips of the casino into usable items, such as food and medicine, as well as acting as a ration. So you've just reminded me of that gif on Discord where it's like the two really buff guys like wearing like speedos or something, and the caption is Fallout fans preparing for political discussion. I love that gif. Station in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. To Elijah, these machines were the key to beginning a new nation, a new world order built in the image of his ideals. With a holographic, near-invincible military to squish those vending machines, by the way, honestly, like, I overlooked them my first few times playing Dead Money, but now that, like, I've looked into Elijah, and, like, I know the backstory and stuff, those things are really cool. Those things are, like, OP as fuck, and they're just around you all the time. That's pretty dope. Those who oppose him, and the utilization of these machines to make bomb collars to ensure the compliance of civilians, and the cloud to poison those who do not. What do you think about the NCR? I think, honestly, from a Wanderer's perspective, pun intended, the NCR are a good idea to restore the world to the way it was 200 years before the bombs dropped, obviously. Or 200 years prior, like just before the bombs dropped. However, what is holding them back is their greed and corruption. By the time of Fallout New Vegas, the NCR is riddled with sleaze, greed, corruption, and they've spread themselves thin because they wanted New Vegas. They wanted the wealth. So I think they're a good idea, but they're led by stupid people. With the Brotherhood, it's almost the exact same thing. The Brotherhood are like, they don't prove themselves to be good people, if you know what I mean. They just kind of prove themselves as technology hoarders or technophobes. Or technophiles, I should say. Technophobes is the wrong word for it. Technophiles is the right word. They crave technology so they can quote-unquote prevent the nuclear apocalypse once again. But who's to say that they aren't just going to use that as like leverage or blackmail? Like, oh, if you don't do what we say, if we don't control you, we're going to hit you with this big-ass fucking gun. Like, what's to say the Brotherhood aren't going to do that? That's why I don't like the Brotherhood either. And the Enclave I don't like for obvious reasons. But then, obviously, my character is from the Enclave and like has inside information. Like, the only reason I as a person, stepping outside of the character for a moment, the only reason I would like the Enclave is because I find their technology, their art style, and they're just overall, like, their uniform and stuff like that, I find, excuse me, I'm pretty tired. I find all of their gear pretty fascinating, and some of the characters are pretty fucking hilarious too. Don't even get me started on Sergeant Dornan. That's the only reason I'd like the Enclave. Not embrace it as it grows past the Mojave. Elijah was to become more than just a rogue elder. He was destined for dictatorship. But to become a ruling force, he was going to need help, willing or not. For this, he used the misguided hunters and travelers who dared step foot in the Sierra Madre, attacking the first person he found and slapping a bomb collar on them, enabling— Well, Crimson Knight, I can give you a couple tips if you want. The Legion are, like, obviously held back by, like, 2,000 years because they use pretty primitive technology, and their ideology is fucked. The only thing that really gives them a bit of an edge is their zealous nature, their strive for power, and their ability to hold leverage by, like, basically strapping people to crosses and stuff like they did at Nelson. The only thing that really gives them an edge is letting you use those things I've just mentioned in their firearms. That's the only reason the Legion have an edge over the NCR. They're not really a realistic force that could win the Battle of Hoover Dam. The NCR have a fighting chance, but they have an extreme lack of morale. They are riddled in corruption, and they're spread thin because, you know, the NCR decided, oh, we want Vegas. Mr. House has a giant army of Securitrons he can use, so I'd say if you side with House and don't sabotage him, he's pretty powerful. And he's probably the one that would get Vegas and get the world. I'm really tired, what the fuck? He's the only one that can really get the world to, like, a space age situation. Yes Man is anarchy. His power over them. He would then use this slave as a domino. They would catch the next person, and the person after that. Until Elijah— you'd be surprised, Matt. You'd be really surprised. There are some people out there that genuinely, like, think the Enclave are, like, the good guys and shit. And, like, I don't know if they're doing it to I hope they're trolling. But, like, good God, man. Can you not, like, read between the lines? And it's the same people that are, like, super patriotic and shit. And then, like, there's the Enclave and then, like, the fucking criticism of that. I think Fallout is pretty much just a criticism of patriotism. And, like, a lot of other stuff as well, of course. Xenophobia, war crimes, shit like that. And obviously the fear of a nuclear holocaust. But yeah, the Enclave is meant to be the irony of patriotism, pretty much. See, Colonel Autumn's Enclave could have been, yeah, true, but at the same time, Eden was the one heading the charge, you know? And then if you listen to Autumn on the Enclave radio, it's like, Jesus fuck. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, like... Well, interesting thing about the Legion is that New Vegas is a spring for them to change. They actually purchase weapons from the Fangraphs. True. So, like, if they did win, they could adapt, but at the same time, they would still be tied to their dogmatic belief. Well, not really dogmatic, but they'd be tied to beliefs that would be like, that set them back by like 2 centuries. Had successfully assembled a task, maybe 20 centuries, force of slaves to do his bidding. One of the great draws to the Sierra Madre was the rumor of its high-value loot and treasure within the walls, a treasure which most of the people Elijah had captured sought after, which caused selfish infighting and hours, days, and weeks of progress lost as they began to turn on each other. This process was incredibly tiresome and frustrating for the soon-to-be dictator. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, on Enclave Radio, it's like, oh yeah, if civilians get in the way, you will be shot. Thank you. It's like, damn, I don't think this guy's, like, a good choice, you know? I think, yeah. But this heavy burden was slightly alleviated by the arrival of a super mutant, a Nightkin, one who was willing to do his bidding without question. Dog, as the Nightkin was called, would make the capture of potential candidates far swifter and easier. So Elijah set up the broadcast station for the Sierra Madre to lure those who search for its source to his bunker, where a poison cloud trap would knock naive fools who dared follow the signal unconscious, giving Dog the opportunity to transport them to the Sierra Madre. With this new system in place, Elijah continued his attempts to use his captives to crack open the Sierra Madre's casino and eventually its vault, so he may begin his new world. Eventually, Christine, who was still tracking Elijah, was captured by Dog and enslaved. The very man she was sent to hunt was now her man. Well, Eden's a Zax AI. Eden was programmed that way, you know? Master. Sometime shortly after her capture, she was trapped in one of the Sierra Madre's auto docks by another slave and former inhabitant of the Sierra Madre. Dude, Christine got mad titty game just saying. Dean Domino, and gruesomely dissected. Christine was left with her vocal cords torn out. Yet another horrific science experiment was initiated for this talk about Eden's really got me thinking. I would love to see a lore video on the Zax AIs. So if anybody could hit me up with any lore videos on Zax AIs, I would love to watch one. I don't know if Synonymous has one. I feel like he might. 2 weeks straight on the Circle of Steel operative. With the capture and arrival of a courier I once traveled with years ago, which is how I'm telling you this story now, Elijah was successful in his attempts to open the casino doors by using Christine, who was freed from the auto dock at the cost of claustrophobia, Dog, Dean Domino, and the courier. It was with this band of slaves that Elijah was successful in reaching the Sierra Madre's vault, their fates unknown. One fate that was sealed, however, was Elijah's. His fucking love boobs. As a boob guy, I support this message. Lust for power and a new world order left him blind to the fact that the Sierra Madre was a trap for Dean Domino, set by the creator of the casino many centuries ago. After a final showdown in the vault is awesome. I think the Zax AI from Nuclear Winter is also pretty cool. Sierra Madre, Elijah soon called this vault a tomb of his own. A place where the key to starting his vile plan was right in front of him, but he was trapped there with it, unable to escape, unable to begin again. While Christine's fate was not made clear to me, one could say that her mission was a success. Elijah, one way or another, was doomed. The Sierra Madre was his coffin, and the courier, his nail. Veronica would sadly never discover the fate of Elijah, nor meet or hear from Christine again, left in the dark, oblivious to these events. While one could wish for the pair to be reunited after Elijah's meddling was put I support that. Thank you. To a much-deserved end. Not every story has a happy ending. And I think that's probably the most beautiful piece of writing I've ever done in a lore video before. It's such a bittersweet ending to the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed that as like an ending. And this holotape is concluded, as with my series on the Brotherhood of Steel. Throughout this series I've made my views on the faction quite clear, just as I did with the Enclave. Despite this, I implore you to come to your own decision on the faction. Are they good, or are they bad for the Wasteland? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the story of Elijah, Veronica, and Christine, as well as Christine's mission and their possible fate at the Sierra Madre. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing if you're new, and sharing with your friends to inform them of the story of Elijah. I'd like to send a very heartfelt thank you to my YouTube channel members, or Wanderer supporters, for pledging a small donation every month for bonus content and perks. So this is my shill part of the stream here. If you want early access to the videos I make, audio lines before the videos are made, you know, just early art pieces, sneak peeks at animations, shit like that. Becoming a member is a way to do so. You'll also get direct contact with me via my Discord server. And I'm thinking about making like a members only Discord server as well, aside from the one I've got just for friends and members and stuff. Well, Crimson Knight, if I can trust you enough, I'll let you in my Discord. You don't seem like the type of guy that's gonna cause trouble. So, but yeah, if you wanna become a member, feel free to. It's only £1 a month. That's not too much, and it's a bit of drinking money in my pocket. I sure as fuck need money right now. I'm broke. But yeah, obviously you don't have to either. You get to see the videos as always when they come out. But being a member is a cool way to see them early if you want to do that. Perks. Your support is greatly appreciated, my friends. Cypriot Fox, Bonk, Lovable Douchebag, Splicer87, Stewdog, The Macabre Tavern, and Gukari. And I'd also like to welcome our newest member who joined as of the 1st of July, Neymad, otherwise known as Damien Backwards. I hope you enjoy your subscription, and I hope I deliver on what I've promised. So I finished making this video 22 days ago. That's usually how long it takes between releases. So I like to release them far after members have seen them. Usually it's anywhere between a week and a month. So members usually get them between 7 days to 30 days early. Thank you very much for your subscription. It's greatly appreciated. If you would like a shout out at the end of each of my videos, early access to the videos I make and more, consider becoming a Wanderer supporter today for just £1 a month. Thank you very much for watching the conclusion to this series, and I hope you'll stick around to see what's next. Oh, and here's what's next, baby. Here's what's next. I don't know if you guys watched all the way to the end, but here's what's next. Things are in motion once again. You know what's about to go down. You know what's happening. Damn fucking straight. The music's from Blasphemous. That's a great game. I streamed that, and I've got a clip on my second channel of me streaming it, because I suck at that game. It's hilarious. You'll love that. Things are in motion once again, though. Oh shit. Who's that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a ghost person? No. It's only the Mantis King. Oh my god. No way. Inspired by TKS Mantis, the goat, the man, the myth, the insect. Boom. Now it's there's two of them lit up. Oh, there wasn't two of them lit up before. I also changed the color palette slightly. It used to be blue, but then it's orange. Music from Halo 2. It's not actually coming soon. It'll take me a while to make that video. So that's my next move. So after I've finished my Great Khan video, which is going to be somewhat of an interlude or a prelude to the legend of the Mantis King, that's when I'm going to start working on the video. Holy shit, dude, nice. Hey, thank you so much.
Welcome to Camp Navarro.
Welcome to Camp Navarro, indeed. Thank you so much, Crimson Knight. Welcome to the fucking family, dude. I guess I'm just very good at persuasive speech. But yeah, so that's my plan. Legend of the Mantis King after the Great Khans video. You guys are gonna love the Great Khans video. Got so much cool art cooking up for that. And then after that, probably my NCR series. I might even make that one-off Ulysses video for you, Matt, if you would like that. You've genuinely kind of inspired me there. I might do that. Because I do want to do some little one-off lore videos as well. I would like to do one-off lore videos on the T60 power armor. You're welcome. Have a 99p energy drink from the local corner. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I would like to make some like one-off lore videos. One of them I would like to make is obviously on Ulysses, now that Matt suggested it. And T60 power armor is another one I want to talk about. And I have a big list of ideas, actually. What's it called again? Vid ideas, yes. So I split my videos into phases. Phase 1 was everything up to Wanderer, a Fallout story. Phase 2 is described as, sprinkled with some Star Wars KOTOR videos, one-off Fallout lore videos, as well as the announcement and execution of the second miniseries of Fallout lore on the Brotherhood of Steel, which we just finished. The Great Khans will get a lore video, and this will lead pleasantly into the next video, the story of the Mantis King, which has since had a name change. And Phase 2, I've got a couple Phase 2 video ideas here. I have Project Bobby at the very bottom, but I might even shift that into Phase 3. The Legend of the Mantis King is there as well. The Great Khans video is something I'm working on right now, so I can cross that off the list. The Lord of Betrayal, Star Wars KOTOR video, obviously on Darth Treya, which could be pretty interesting. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I might put out a poll later. And then a KOTOR quest run through, which I haven't done in almost like a fucking year now. I really enjoyed making the first one. It was the murder mystery on Dantooine. I love that quest. It's so simple, but it's so effective. But this one was going to be on the robot that goes missing, that she's like in love with because it reminds her of her husband. I was gonna make a video on that because I find that quest hilarious. So yeah. Should I alright, Project Bobby. Actually, no, this'll be... No. I'm gonna say... Should I save it? No, I'll say it. Alright, Project Bobby is called A Wanderer and His Mutt. A short Fallout fan animation. That is the name I've got it for right now. And then we move to Phase 3. Phase 3 mainly consists of the NCR series, followed by the final section of the first phase of my story with the Ranger. So that'll be, most of that is literally just Fallout lore videos. I have a history of the NCR plan, much like I did with the Brotherhood of Steel. Lore on Shady Sands, that'll probably be a bit of a shorter video, so I might swap that out. The Battles of Hoover Dam, Heroes of the NCR, Chief Hanlon, The Tragedy of Hopeville, which I might even change that as well, because I don't know too much about Hopeville. I'm hoping it'll be enough. To be fair, that could Tragedy of Hopeville could easily just be a Ulysses lore video, and I could just masquerade it as a piece of the NCR lore. And then we have the Ranger of Fallout story, obviously. So yeah, that's my plan. And then phase 4, I'm gonna type this up right now. Phase 4, Fallout 2284. So I'm going to split Fallout 2284 into 2 volumes. So it's gonna have 2 volumes. Volume 1 is consisting of 5 episodes, spanning various different times, having characters old and new. I'm gonna actually note down, I did have some episode names written down somewhere. I believe it's on my OneDrive. Yeah, I've got a folder on my OneDrive called Fallout 2284. I'll do the radio talking about the NCR and Fallout 4. That was really good. Huh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Damn. Okay, so episode 1. I'm not gonna leak any of the episode names just yet. I will leak one of them. Alright, this is the little juicy piece of information you guys are gonna get for being here, right? Episode 2 is called The Girl with the Highwayman. Let that sink in. Yeah, you thought the Chosen One was the only one in the car? Fuck that shit. What's episode 5 called? Do I have episode 5 written down? The Iris. So I'm gonna quickly... There we go. And Volume 2. I don't know how many episodes Volume 2 is gonna consist of. Right now I have it as 3 episodes. Episode 6 is Hook, Line, and Sinker. Episode 7... ooh, do I want to leak this one as well? I don't know. I'm not gonna leak it, but the name is very, very familiar if you guys have watched Wanderer of Fallout story, especially the end credits to that. And then episode 8 is called The Future. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be 3 episodes. So that's like an 8 episode series or so. I could stretch it out to 10 if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to. So that's from Hook, Line, and Sinker to The Future. And then... So I think Fallout 2284 is literally just going to be the entirety of Phase 4. I might even include A Wanderer's End in there, which is going to be the sequel to Fallout 2284. I'll just stick that at the very bottom. Fallout, A Wanderer's End, which is going to act as a Season 2. I'll quickly save my notes. Alright, so I've done some quick notes there. So, video's done. What did you guys think of it? I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really happy with the amount of views it got and stuff. You know what deserves a bit more traction? My Liberty Prime. It's sitting at 606 views. This came out in May. I wish it got a bit more attention because I really fucking worked my ass off on this video. Hey, thank you, Matt. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the best videos I've made so far, to be fair. Either way, so what's the time now? I've got work in the morning. I'm working... What time am I working tomorrow? I wish I was wealthy so I could donate 50 bucks. Hey, dude, you don't need to donate me 50 bucks every live stream, you motherfucker. You generous motherfucker. You don't owe me shit, man. You watching my live streams and my videos is more than enough for me. I'm posting memes on my server because your memes are pretty fire, dude. I don't want your money. Let me just check my work rota. So I am working from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. Then after that I'm going to I'm going out clubbing, and then I'm coming back Sunday morning, and I've got a work shift at 5 o'clock until 10. So a pretty busy work schedule and life schedule over the weekend. Probably not going to get any more work done on my my Great Cons video. Hello Nak. So I'm going to close it out here and go to bed, because I need to go to bed for work, otherwise I'm not going to get up in the morning. Thank you very much everybody for watching. It's been a really damn good stream, really good turnout. About 11 to 13 people watching. That's great turnout for streams. Terribly sorry about missing the premiere the other day. That was completely out of my control. I hope this made up for it with a little developer commentary. If you guys don't already know, this Elijah video did premiere on the 19th, which was my brother's birthday, but I was away from the house when it premiered, mainly because my train was late. So that was completely out of my control. It was the hottest day of the year, granted. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for coming out. Let me just read chat and thank everybody. And oh, thank you so much, Crimson Knight, for becoming a member. That was genuinely fucking awesome. Thank you so much. It's a shame, Mac. It's a shame. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So goodbye, Matt, your average trooper. Goodbye, Nak. Goodbye, Raptor Boy. Goodbye, Crimson Knight. Goodbye, Sterno. Goodbye, Enclave Specialist. Goodbye, Dumpkey. And yeah, see you guys later. Yeah, I'll hopefully do another stream sometime